Hi, I'm Mac. Hi, I'm Ruckus. And together, we're Maximum Ruckus! Yay!
What's up, Internet? Welcome to Maximum Ruckus, the podcast that is hosted by me and also hosted by Makenna May.
That's me. Hi.
I'm Jose Ruckus.
Oh, hi, Jose.
Very inefficient opening.
Oh, this is great. This is gonna be good. I'm excited.
I don't know. We don't have a whole lot planned for this episode, topic-wise. We're just gonna see where it takes us, McKenna.
Oh, that's, you're in for a treat when, I still got Pez. Sorry, that was a thing from before we even started the podcast.
Yeah, that was the pre-show content that we don't record.
No.
Yeah, McKenna, you found like 5 things of Pez at your apartment?
Yeah, I did. It was great. I found 2 Pez machines with a bunch of Pez. So, we're just chowing down. Bon appetit. Good
I cannot imagine eating that much Pez in a short amount of time.
Yeah, it's a lot of sugar. I just can't stop.
Yeah?
It just happens. It be like that.
It's interesting because you react to sugar the way most people like think of like a 10-year-old reacting to sugar and whatnot, because like you don't drink coffee, you don't do a lot. So I am really interested if like, what if we gave McKenna, because like you get super hyper off of like you drink a Mountain Dew and that's like drinking like a double espresso for other people.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, that's what. A couple weeks ago, I had to take an early train into Philly. I drank a Mountain Dew that morning at 7:30 in the morning. I was like, this is I gotta do this. I gotta be pepped up for work, I got.
And you get like hyper.
I get proper hyper.
Like when we do a podcast episode, when you've just drank a Mountain Dew, it's like those are the weird ones.
Oh yeah, like it's like my like you can't see it, but like my leg shakes too. Really, like my leg I normally shake my leg, but like it's nonstop on the Dew. When you're doing the Dew.
I'm interested in what would happen if we like gave you a Red Bull.
I've had, my sister drinks Monster, and every once in a while I'll drink a sip, and I'm like, I can like hear colors.
Well, the Monster Energy drink is really terrible.
Yeah, it is. I don't like it. It's weird.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Yeah, the Monster tastes terrible. There's no energy drink that tastes good. Mm-mm. It's more about just like, okay, this one is fine.
Yeah.
this one I can drink. Okay.
Tolerate it.
It would be a fun experiment to give McKenna a Red Bull and see what happens.
I'm down. I'm ready. As long as it's like before noon. So I can sleep.
Okay.
Well, like,
yeah.
Even that's a toss-up. It depends what I'm doing in the day. Okay, so let me give you scenarios. So I drank a Baja Blast, my first Mountain Dew in a few weeks ago when they first came back into stores. It was before like a graduation party, so I knew there would be a lot of socializing. So I was like, okay, I think it'll be okay if I drink this Mountain Dew at 4 p.m. Let's see what happens. It was also just the excitement in Baja Blast. I had to drink it. And yeah, no, I was tired by the time I got home. We got home around midnight, and I was probably out by 1. So it's like, that was fine.
Well, you get the sugar crash, right? That's gonna happen eventually.
Oh, I get the crash, and then I'm like, oh, I can sleep tonight, and then I'm up until 5 a.m. Like I had a Coke a few weeks ago. I'm back into drinking Coca-Colas again, so I'm sort of okay. But like when I first started drinking again, I drank one at like noon. Couldn't sleep until 4 or 5 in the morning. I was like, I don't get it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how it works, but we're here.
Well, caffeine it's this weird little trick that it pulls on your brain, because it essentially just like it feeds like the chemicals in your brain that it doesn't make you not tired. It just like lies to your brain that like, now we're good.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I can attest to the lies. It's like, whenever I did, when I was freelancing and I had to work like 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., I'd drink a Mountain Dew at like 5 p.m. during dinner, and then I was good. I could sleep. Well, I was usually asleep by like 9 a.m. or whatever. And like same with like when I worked at 4 a.m. I was like, cool, we're drinking a dew at 4 a.m. Here we go. Does not mix well with toothpaste. Tell you that.
I would bet. Very very little does.
I know. It's like, well, like growing up, going from, oh, this was a bad idea to be eating Pez during this, but I can't help it. They're right there. They're right there. Like going to school and stuff. We had to make sure, like, for some reason we brushed our teeth before we ate breakfast, and then there would be a little bit of a buffer, and then we would eat breakfast. So it was like I got pretty good at being like able to tolerate the toothpaste taste when I would eat like a Pop-Tart. Don't like orange juice though, so I never had that problem.
Mm-hmm.
That'll take you down.
Yeah, that's really bad. Mm-hmm. I think I gotta stop drinking as much caffeine.
Oh yeah?
Which I don't drink nearly as much as I did back in the day. Mm-hmm. But even now, like I think I gotta continue as I get older to manage my caffeine intake a lot more. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just like not good. Just like, you know, sleep has been a problem for like my entire life. I'm bad at sleep.
Yeah. I'm good. I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like my dad, my sister, my mom, everyone else in my family, my parents, my sister, they're fine with caffeine. I mean, my mom and my sister have to stop at like a certain point, but like my mom can drink like Diet Coke at dinner and like be fine, and like my sister can do that. And like my dad drink like a Baja Blast at midnight. He'll be out by, 12:30. Like he's fine. Mm-hmm. I don't know where it went wrong with me, where I can't even have cough syrup anymore. But we out here.
You have cough syrup?
No, have I never told you that? Yeah, like the dye or whatever, it gets me too hyper. Like I had a cold when I was in like middle school, and my parents gave me like the heavy, like it was a bad cold, and like they gave me the heavy dose of whatever, and it's supposed to knock you out. I was up for days, like very little sleep, and I'm sure it did not. It combined with like me.
Like we talk about like the codeine stuff, like
it was orange. I don't know. Was it? Maybe. I don't really know.
Because yeah, like when I take like codeine cough syrup or whatever, which is rare, but like last year, I got sick and I needed to take it, and like yeah, it knocked me out pretty hard.
Yeah, it's like it was the same stuff my parents take, and they're like both like they'll take you down, and then I'm up at 3 a.m. singing Yankee Doodle. Like it just didn't have any effect on me. I was so mad. Like, I just wanted to sleep.
That's crazy.
Not for me. So, it'd be like
all
that.
Right.
We made it this far.
Makenna, I think we should maybe do a little bit of football and football.
Yes.
We haven't done this in a couple weeks. Mm-hmm. Maybe even closer to a month at this point. But we got some NFL news. We have some soccer. Well, a ton of soccer news.
Yeah, we do.
Soccer is going crazy right now, and then you have, I mean, that'll lead into your whole fun weekend trip. Yes. So let's start off with the NFL news real quick, because this is just a quick hitter. So training camp started. People are reporting to training camp. We're 7 weeks away, I think, from the NFL.
Oh wow! It always sneaks up on me whenever NFL starts.
Very very close. Mm-hmm. But bunch of teams this week revealing new jerseys for the season, new alternates.
Ooh, okay.
More teams this year will be doing throwback jerseys.
Oh, I did see a tweet about this.
Including the Seattle Seahawks, which is the Seattle Seahawks. I'm a big fan of the Seattle Seahawks throwbacks. I own sweaters, I own jackets, I own tons of stuff with the throwback Seahawks logos. This is huge for me personally. But some other ones like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are bringing back the creamsicle orange jerseys.
Oh, fun!
You might want to look at those.
Yeah.
You might want to take a look at those. Very very cool. Today the Texans released that they're going to be throwing back the Houston Oilers colors from back in the day.
Oh.
The Philadelphia Eagles will be playing with their throwback jerseys from like the 70s or 80s. Oh, wow. The really bright green and white wings. Mm-hmm. And then the Vikings are doing throwback jerseys, and I think the Browns are too, but the Browns jerseys suck, so who cares?
It is the Browns.
Yeah. Also, I guess in some NFL news, the Washington Commanders are getting sold.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. A horrible person, Daniel Snyder, is being forced to sell his team because he's a horrible person. So shout out to everybody who is a Washington Commanders fan. You don't have the second worst owner in sports, probably in American sports, at least. There's some other nations. Their ownership group's not very good.
No.
But yeah, so that's a huge positive for the league. So yeah, a lot of exciting stuff going on in the NFL right now.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut a cry. I'm sorry. That's really exciting though. I just looked at the creamsicle jerseys. Hype. Let's go. I'm excited.
I'm not super into those. I do kind of like them, but like
they remind me of, I don't know what the university is called, the Tennessee, Orange Tennessee University. Like I saw them, like
okay, yeah,
looks like that shade of orange.
Yeah, those work really great as an alternate. Like they're gonna wear those, 2 or 3 times a year. That's gonna be really cool. Mm-hmm. The only downside for the Seattle bringing in new alternates is that they're taking away the Wolf Gray jerseys, which I'm a big fan of. Mm-hmm. I own a Wolf Gray jersey. For a long time, Seattle was undefeated in Wolf Gray until a couple years ago. Those are being retired, and the Action Green jerseys, which I'm not a big fan of, those are sticking around. Mm-hmm. So, that's a slight L, but a huge W right afterwards. So
they softened the blow,
Yeah, for sure. Makenna.
Yeah.
What's going on in the world of soccer?
Okay, here we go. Okay, so welcome to the MLS. Lionel Messi makes his debut, scores and wins the game for Inter Miami, 94th minute with a beautiful penalty kick. Looking great in those pink jerseys.
He didn't start the game.
He
weirdly.
Didn't. That was weird. That was very weird. I don't know when he came on, but he did not start. So
I wonder if that's going to be like a common thing for Inter Miami, is not starting him.
Interesting. Very interesting. But, Philadelphia Union won last night. The Leagues Cup is going on right now, which is MLS and I don't know what the Mexican soccer league is called.
Yeah.
Shoot, I just had it open as well. Oh, I have it open. Liga MX.
Yeah.
So last night, Philadelphia Union defeated Club Tijuana 3-1. Club Tijuana got a red card in the 19th minute.
Oh.
So that did not help. Very exciting. It just started, so there's still a good ways to go. July 21st through August 19th, and you can drink a Sprite out of the cup.
Huge.
So, that's what I look for when I look at for a trophy. Summer Series, Premier League Summer Series also began. Well, no, before we get into that, AC Milan plays tonight. Real Madrid in the Rose Bowl, I think. Christian Pulisic is starting. I don't know when that game is.
Huge.
It may have started, actually. But, look at that. It has started. They're in the 26th minute. Still 0-0. Just a little club friendly over in, California.
Huge to get Christian Pulisic out on the pitch in America for a team. Big deal.
Oh, very much so. Just getting him on the pitch in general, as of right now, big deal.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see him playing. Summer Series has started in the Premier League. Fight a confetti cannon. Consider it shot off. So it started off in the city of brotherly love of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So first game, Chelsea and Brighton, and I was in attendance. It was the first time I saw Chelsea. I wanted to weep the entire time. It was beautiful. We won 4-3. Stunning match. Wonderful goals. It was, magical. Got a little scared because we started off. Brighton scored 1-0. But guess what? Bam! We came back. We scored 3 more times. 4-3. Pew, pew, pew. It was great atmosphere. 65,000 people in attendance. We played at the Eagles field, Lincoln Financial Field. It was absolute hell to get out of the parking lot, but you know what? Worth it.
How was the reception for Chelsea at this event? Because if people don't know, this event was booked entirely because former Chelsea player Christian Pulisic is from Pennsylvania, and so this was supposed to be a huge, come out and see Christian Pulisic play for his team. But he has been, was he traded? Or
yes. I don't know.
Yeah, he now plays at AC Milan.
He's not what is it called when you're still technically owned by
on loan?
Loan, yeah. He's not I think he fully transferred.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember if he went there in free agency or if he was traded there. But yeah, he now plays for AC Milan. So it is sort of awkward that this event that was booked entirely around this one player and he doesn't play there anymore.
He's still in the advertisements. Like,
of course he was.
There was so many Pulisic jerseys, which I think you would have seen no matter what, like, even if Chelsea wasn't playing, just because he's the face of men's soccer right now in the United States. But
I have a Christian Pulisic jersey that I just wear around.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's, we were sat next to the Chelsea supporter section, so to me it felt like it was very receptive, especially compared to Brighton didn't even have their own supporter section at the other end. I don't know how big of a deal the Northeast finds,
right?
Yeah.
How many Brighton fans are there around the greater Pennsylvania area? Exactly. Is that a double-digit amount or?
Right. Well, I saw at least 2 jerseys. So, and of course there were a few guys in our section that were rooting for Brighton, quote unquote, but it was some 13-year-old kid who was appalled that whenever he would try to start a Chelsea sucks chant, no one else would chant with him. And it's dude, you're in the wrong section. There was almost.
I mean, this is a kid who's probably upset that Christian Pulisic was treated the way he was by Chelsea. Fair enough. I probably would have done the same.
He was in a Man City jersey, so I mean.
Oh, okay.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Just a loser.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it was funny that at one point the few guys who were maybe rooting for Chelsea to lose over just Brighton in general, Brighton scored and they stood up and turned around us bring it on or whatever, and it's then we beat them beautifully. It was great. My sister, we had an adventure to find cotton candy for my sister. That was great. Saw the mascots from a distance. Did not approach them or get a picture because I am afraid of mascots, but they were cool from a distance. We saw some Brentford players.
Quick update. Christian Pulisic assists a score, and AC Milan now reads 1-0 against Real Madrid.
Let's
huge
go. They're are they reigning Champions League? Did they win Champions League this year? Who won Champions League this year? Was it Real Madrid?
I do not remember.
I don't remember. Cause they won. Did they win last year? They won at least either this year or last year. I don't know if they won both.
No, didn't
Man City.
Didn't Manchester City win?
Man City won. That's right. Real Madrid won last year. Okay.
Yeah, they win everything.
Oh, of course. They got the treble or whatever.
Yeah, right. We talked about this because it was a huge thing that they finally won.
Yeah.
A Champions League.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean Real Madrid, they won it in 2022, and they've won it the Champions League more times than any other club.
Yeah, that's
good club.
Good club. Good club. They got Jude Bellingham now too, so they did lose Benzema though to Saudi Arabia. So
yes, they did. But
but I think they're gonna be okay. Something tells me.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, it was great. I don't know, we did the wave 4 times. It came around.
Huge.
Dude, I was like, wow, I did not do this at the Arsenal game last year, I'll tell you that. I was really hoping they would do it where it's when you do it in slow-mo, but that never happened.
The wave banned in some stadiums.
Why?
I think in most NFL stadiums, wave banned.
Why is that?
I believe it's a thing where some people have gotten injured during the wave.
Come on. Not
Yeah.
good. Not good. Gotta do the wave properly. That's like, that's when you know you're at a sporting event, when you get to do the wave.
Well, I'll tell you this, Makenna. I'm a little against the wave. I'm a little bit against the wave.
What do you mean?
I hate when a crowd tries to make the event all about them, you know? It bothers the hell out of me when they're up there, oh, we're going to do the wave, like, oh, look at us doing the wave. It's like, no, we're here to watch a football game, okay? Who cares about you in the crowd doing this? This is a big deal. I don't know if you have any knowledge at all about wrestling, Makenna, but the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania on Sunday, notorious because the crowd won't shut the fuck up the entire time. They've had to ban the inflatable beach balls.
Those are annoying.
They've had to ban those at wrestling events now because crowds won't stop, like the Raw after WrestleMania, throwing those things around. I'm trying to watch a show and the crowd is just ruining the entire experience for everybody because they got to get themselves over during this event. Now the wave is a minor version of this, but also like, I mean, hey, we're in the crowd for a sporting event. Like, we're not all supposed to be working together. At least half of us are supposed to be hating the other half. So why are we all working together on this wave here? That
is true. I didn't think about it like that, but you know what? It was wonderful. It was.
I'm sure it's a blast.
It was really funny when the bottom section did not link up with the top sections. So it's like the waves all the way over here, and it's just now getting to the top section. But I also put another thing in the piss machine.
This is similar to the XFL. Have you seen the XFL, like the beer snake and all that?
Oh yes, I have.
Yeah, same thing. Shut the fuck up. Stop making this about you.
That is weird.
Okay, there's a football game going on. What are we doing with this beer snake? Why is this a thing that we're all doing? Is the football game so bad, so unenjoyable to watch that you guys spent what must have been at least half an hour putting beer cups together so that you could form a giant snake down the you're not watching the game if you're doing that. You just can't be. There's no way.
How do you dispose of it? Like, do you just break it off into sections then and just take a section and throw it out? Or like...
I assume that they're not disposing of it. That's probably half of the reason why it's been banned in most stadiums.
Okay, I can get behind that. It's, yeah, not good. Well, I think I sent you the video of us doing the wave.
Yeah.
And halfway through it, we all stood up because we thought someone was about to score. Like, it was just like, it definitely takes your attention away for a little bit because don't really know what's going on. But it was fun whenever we would start to drum our legs and then we go, whoa! It was great. It was like being on a roller coaster. Yeah, Philly, hell of a place.
No. A city famous for its in-stadium crowd participation, throwing snowballs at Santa Claus.
Yes, of course. That's if this happened in winter, absolutely would have gone down. I don't.
Did you see this? Christian Pulisic is wearing number 11 for AC Milan.
I saw that. I saw the starting lineup, and I saw that. I wonder who's 10. Like, why he couldn't get 10.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I mean,
I'm not super familiar with the lineup of AC Milan.
I'm not either, so I don't know. I don't really know what's the thing. But I was talking about.
Oh yeah, Rafael Leo. Where's number 10? He's apparently a big star.
No, do it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's 24 as well. Yeah, Pulisic's not getting that.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
He still gets to wear number 10. I wonder if he'll change his National League jersey now.
Oh, God, I hope not. We already have the 10s. We already have
that one. Yeah, but I mean, they redesign the kits every year, you know?
Yeah. It's, What do you think about the Women's World Cup?
It's been enjoyable so far.
Mm-hmm.
So far nothing particularly wild has happened in it. There's not been a game that's been like super high scoring or
Right.
anything,
Mm-hmm.
or there hasn't been a big upset in the league yet.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's been pretty enjoyable. All the teams I'm expecting to do really good are doing pretty good so far. I wasn't expecting Canada to draw with Nigeria,
Mm-hmm.
but that was a really really good game.
Oh yeah,
Really interesting.
a lot of close ones.
Um, Yeah, I think so far everything's kind of gonna go to chalk, and then we'll see when we get out of the group stages. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's really cool. The U.S. team is like being anchored by a lot younger players than we have in the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Sophia Smith,
Yeah.
incredible.
Ugh.
Trinity Rodman, really great.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's super super exciting.
It's interesting to see how well the women are doing so far versus the men. I mean, the men made it to round of 16, but it's like similar situations where they're like both mostly young players, and they're just trying to figure out. And it's like, yeah, women are gonna kick butt. I'm excited.
Yeah, they are. I mean, it's one of these things where the gulf between the U.S. women and these lower clubs, like who we played in the first game, Vietnam, that gulf is just so high.
Yeah.
Like the difference in just like how much money we spend on our team, how much resources we put behind them for the last 20 years, it's just incomparable.
Yeah.
That like when you look at the teams in our group, it's like it's almost impossible for us to not win our group.
Right.
Once we get past that point, us versus England versus Spain versus Germany, that gulf gets much smaller, especially now that we don't have like the 5 best players in the world aren't all on the same team anymore.
I'm curious to see how we'll do against England, because I know like they lost their captain to injury during the season, and I think they lost a couple of their other players as well. But to be fair, I mean, US also lost a few players.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how that matchup in particular will go. If we I hope we get to see that.
Yeah, that was what I've seen projected. The US should have like a very very easy path to like at least the semifinal.
Yeah.
And then who we see there, that's kind of a question mark. Whether I think Spain would be the team I would want to see the least there. Spain is really really good. They arguably have some of the best players in the world on their team right now. Germany, I think, would be a tough matchup. I think we're better than Germany. England, I think we're better than England. I think even if England had all their starters, I think it would be a close game, but I would favor the US.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It's coming
really,
home.
Really exciting.
It's okay. It's coming home.
Yeah. Absolutely.
No biggie. It's fine.
Soccer's coming home.
Soccer's coming home, where it belongs.
Is that it? Is that all we got for football and football?
I think that's all we got for football and football. I mean, there were 2 other Philly games, but I didn't go to those. It was doubleheader, which that would have been fun. But I don't. If I still lived in Philly, I probably would have gone. My friend invited me. He had a spare pair of tickets, but did not end up going. It looked like fun though. Brentford and Fulham beat Brentford 3-2. And Aston Villa played Newcastle, and they tied. Oh, Brentford. My sister ran into some Brentford players. They like.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were over by like they had a bunch of tents for all the clubs. It's like a photo op. You got like free stuff, and we had gone over to check it out. It was my friend who had the extra tickets. He had gone last night as well, and we were just looking around, and Brentford players knocked into my sister like it was a bunch of crowded, so like they had knocked into her, and like they had a whole moment while like my friend and I were just staring at like, are those like, we didn't even know what was happening until they walked past us, and we looked at each other like, are they Brentford, because they were in their training kits or whatever, and we're like, are those actual players? We didn't recognize them though, because he supports Arsenal and obviously I'm Chelsea, so it's like, but they were clearly players. Like people were asking for their pictures and stuff, and then Campbell decided to tell me, like, last night on the way home. She goes, oh yeah, those guys, like, knocked into me, and, like, we had a whole thing, like, they said sorry, or we had a whole thing. I go, Campbell, they're professional soccer players. Like, that's wild. Well, I knew, I did not have high hopes of Campbell retaining anything anyway in terms of information, because she wore my Reece James jersey, and I saw someone with a Reece James jersey in front of us, and I go, oh, Campbell, look, Reece James, and she looks at me and goes, who is that? And I go, you're wearing his shirt, Cam. Like, come on.
Did you see there was this video going around Twitter of this baseball player? I can't remember who it was, but I think he played for like the Cardinals or something. But they're at like this bar or whatever, and this drunk guy's up on like a stage. I don't know the context of the video, why this is happening, but the baseball player, he's like, the guy is wearing his jersey, and he asked the guy, hey, what's your name? And he's like, you're wearing my jersey.
That's amazing. Oh my god. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
The
soccer's super exciting right now.
It comes
so
back
excited
August
for the Women's
11th.
World Cup.
Yep. Oh, so much soccer.
And then NFL's right around the corner. Football. This
football. Gonna kick off.
Gonna kick off very, very soon.
Pun intended. Yeah.
So Mac, I've got something I want to complain about.
I'm excited. Go on.
There's something that's been driving me crazy lately. And nobody's talking about it, and I don't know why. I don't know why this is the thing that everybody is talking about all the time, which is I'm tired of seeing commercials for the thing that I'm watching while I'm watching it.
Yes. Yeah.
So some of the biggest offenders of this, when I go to a movie theater, like I go to the AMC,
right?
And before the commercials even start, they play commercials for AMC.
They do.
I'm here. I'm not going anywhere for the next 2 to 3 hours.
You don't have to sell me on it.
I know where I'm at. I bought the tickets. I showed up. Why are you showing me an ad for AMC, the thing I'm already at? You have my money.
That's how... I'm not paying for it, but they'll play like 3 or 4 Jeopardy commercials during Jeopardy. And it's like, you got me already.
So that I can kind of excuse, right? Like the TV show commercials, they put them in blocks or whatever. Yeah. It's just like that same block of commercials runs all day. Yeah. Doesn't matter what's on, right? But when I'm watching TBS and the TBS ad plays on TBS, like, why?
That is one of my earliest memories of The Office, because it was whenever it was on TBS, and I remember I think it was Daryl comes on, is like, oh, what does TBS stand for? The boss sucks. And like, that is like my earliest memory. And I remember it was on TBS because we used to watch it all the time with my mom. And it's, yeah, great point. It's like, I'm already here.
Yeah, like I'm here to watch the shows. Like I do not have, and I will never have any affiliation to the channel that the show is on.
No, absolutely
I'm not gonna be a TBS fan. Right? Yeah. I'm not gonna like hop on the TV and oh, what's on TBS right now? I gotta check TBS. So just don't.
Yeah.
Why? Why is that a thing that we're doing?
Is TBS, like, do they have any original stuff, or is it just all like syndicated shows at this point?
They do original programming. Like I think they've done like Burn Notice. I think that was theirs. Like they do those kind of just. Let's see, TBS original series. What do they got going on right now? Apparently, okay, no, this is Google just immediately showed me a lie.
Oh boy.
Because I type in TBS original series and it does the autofill. It's got the things on there. And it's like American Dad, Two Broke Girls, Family Matters. It's like, no, those are syndicated TV shows.
Yeah.
Okay. best TBS originals series.
Ooh.
Conan.
Oh, okay.
For sure. For sure. Angie Tribeca is apparently a show.
Interesting.
Yeah, don't never heard of it.
No. Rashida Jones.
Miracle
apparently.
Workers, which apparently has Daniel Radcliffe on it.
Oh yes, I have seen that commercial. Now I'm thinking about it because someone else is in it as well, and I was like, oh crap, who else is in it? Hold on, I'm sorry. Steve Buscemi's in it.
Oh, okay.
Which is no, I was not 4 seasons. I did not realize that.
The Last OG, Tracy Morgan show. Men at Work, I remember that one.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, they do originals.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like they have many hits.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they're doing stuff. Good for them.
I know them as Office reruns when I was a kid, Seinfeld reruns during dinner when I was growing up, and now my
TBS is like one of the all-time like syndicated.
Yeah.
They're just running
that's
the best sitcoms.
Every night my parents watch Big Bang Theory on TBS. Like that's
same. Yeah. My grandma does that. Yeah. Just like 3 hours straight of Big Bang Theory.
Yeah. Every single night. And it's the same episode every time I go downstairs too. It's like, has it been that long since the last time I came down?
I think the biggest offender of this are the streaming services that advertise the streaming service. Like Apple TV does this every time you put on an Apple TV show, you get like sometimes it'll be a trailer for a show, but sometimes it's just an ad for the Apple TV. It's just an ad for HBO Max. Like I clicked on the app. I came here. I literally can't be anywhere else right now.
That's how, because I have Hulu through Spotify Student, and that has the ads, and it's like every time I watch a Hulu
half the ads are Hulu ads.
Yeah, exactly. And it's another half are FX ads. But it's just like I'm not paying for it. I am paying for it, but I'm not paying for it. But I'm just like I'm already here. I'm watching your stuff.
Yeah, who is the ad for? Are they like that worried that people are canceling their accounts? Like, as soon as I finish this episode, I'm canceling my Hulu account. So we need to show this person every other thing that we have.
It's because it's always like the one where they show off all the adult cartoons and everything. Like they have something for everyone. It's like
Hulu has live sports.
Yeah, Hulu has live sports. Right? Yeah, and it's just like.
Those spend that advertising dollars, put that on TV.
Yeah.
Don't put the ad on the place where I'm there. I'm giving you my money. I'm already here. You're just annoying me.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good, especially when you like when I was watching Fargo on Hulu. That was 4 seasons, and I had the Hulu ads memorized by the end of the first season. It's like, that's too much.
This is what drove me crazy it must have been like 2014 or 2015, was trying to watch, I can't remember what had gotten put on Hulu, but I had gotten Hulu, was watching that, and just the same disgusting smoking ad playing on every single commercial break.
I know exactly which one you're talking about.
And I'm like, it is worth the extra $5 to $10 to never watch this again.
Yeah. It's how, if I didn't have it, like I've tried changing it through Spotify Student, but it just because it's in that like bundle or whatever, I can't get it to like be ad free without doing a whole separate account. And I'm like, okay, I've got like 2 months left. Like, not that I even use Hulu a lot anymore, but it's like if I need to go back to it.
You're in real trouble because the Spotify prices are going up.
Yeah. Oh, I know. It's
right when you graduate, they're cranking those prices right up.
Great. Well, it's for some reason my sister, she's never been able to get Spotify Student for whatever reason, so she's been paying the full Spotify prices every year. I'm like, just let me look at it, but she's like, she refused. I'm like, okay, I was gonna save you money, but so now I'm thinking about doing like the Spotify for 2 people or whatever. So it's I
think that they might have gotten rid of the Spotify.
Oh, are you kidding me?
I think that they might have. I think that they might have like just shuttered it. Like if you had it, I think you still get it. But I don't know, because I've been out of that demographic for quite a while.
Yeah.
But, I seem to remember something about that.
Yeah, and it's like I would do the family plan, but my parents don't use Spotify enough
Yeah,
to
I've never been
warrant.
able to get never been able to get my parents in on a Spotify family plan. I'm
Yeah.
just like, guys, leaving money on the table.
I know, exactly. Well, one time, my mom's Spotify got hacked. She never
Oh.
uses it, but it would start like playing music like that she wasn't playing. And so like I had to go in, I had to like change all of her stuff, turn on. I don't think Spotify has 2. Oh no, Spotify does have 2FA. Does it? I don't know. Anyway, but I had
I
to like
think you
change
can
all
get
her
it, yeah.
stuff. Yeah, so it's like I don't even know why I'm doing this. She doesn't use this. I could have just she doesn't have a plan or anything. This person was just listening to ad music on her account. But yeah,
That must be like a grift, right? Like they must be like listening to something that they own that's on Spotify to get that
maybe
ad revenue.
it would make sense because it wasn't like anything we had ever heard of before. Like so, it had to have been. But yeah.
Did you hear about the Wolfpack album that is there's no songs on it?
What? No.
So the band Wolfpack,
Yeah.
they're like a pretty cool band or whatever, but they this was back like maybe almost 10 years ago at this point, but Spotify, like they essentially like tricked Spotify's ad revenue program where they put out, it was like Wolfpack to Sleep or something like that was the name of the album, where it was 10 tracks of nothing.
That's awesome.
That were each like, 6 minutes long or whatever. And they just like, they put out a thing and like to all their fans, just like, hey, when you go to sleep, just put this album on and put it on repeat and just let it play all night. So that, and then they took all the ad revenue that they got and used it to pay for their tour.
That's if that was that long ago, the Spotify Wrapped I don't think goes around yet, but it's like everyone's thing would have just been that one album on their Wrapped. That's great though.
Sleepify by Wolfpack is the name of the album.
Sleepify Tour 2014.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Wow.
Genius. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wolfpack's a super cool band. And yeah, Jack Stratton.
I think
smart dude.
One of their songs. I don't know which one it is though. Maybe. Is it them? I don't know. We're gonna find out. Please hold.
Yeah, they got about $20,000 in royalties from people.
Oh my god.
People streaming that album.
That's. I know. I have one song on here by them. I don't know it though. I have 1,000 songs on my playlist.
That's too many. That's unsustainable.
I just add everything onto it. And then I go through every once in a while. I take out songs I don't like anymore that I constantly skip. I do have like a smaller playlist of about 500 songs of songs I really, really like. No skips, if you will.
Okay.
I have a couple full albums in there.
I switched over to Apple Music.
Oh, okay. I think I remember you mentioned that.
About at the beginning of this year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Ups and downs.
Yep.
The audio quality is significantly higher.
Mm-hmm. I think I remember.
The app is a little bit worse. A little bit worse.
Is it just the same app as like the music on?
Yeah,
iPhone?
yeah, it's all wrapped in the same app.
Okay.
That there are some like, it just has like some weird like, just issues with it. Like for instance, if it's trying like if you like are listening to like an album, right, and you're listening it all the way through, and say like you lose connection halfway through listening to that album, and then you go to your downloads, music that you already have on your phone, and you try to play one, you won't be able to immediately get that song to play. Because the way their app is set up, it already has a queue of all those other songs that you can't load, trying to load before it plays an already downloaded song.
That's
it's there are things like that where it's just it's very badly built and it's frustrating. But one thing I thought it would be a bonus, and so far it really hasn't been, is that their music curation is significantly worse than Spotify. In terms of like sending you like, hey, you should listen to this. Like Spotify has like those like 5 daily mixes that they send you every day or whatever. I used to use those a lot, And one of the reasons that I kind of stopped using it was I found myself, those daily mixes ended up just being like the same 30 songs put together in 20 song playlists, right? And I thought, like, I'm listening to the same music too much. It's just, I'm just not. But now I don't have those, and I'm still listening to the same music, but I'm also just like not getting new things in the rotation ever, because I have to remember what I want to listen to before I can go search it. So the solution might be that I just need to download all the music onto my phone and just use like an iPod back in the day.
Get yourself a shuffle.
No, I that's not enough.
Bring back
that is not enough music for me.
How many songs go in a shuffle? I don't even know.
Let's see. iPod Shuffle. What was the
the
storage on iPod Shuffle?
My uncle has one. I noticed he mows the lawns at the nursery, and I look over during pizza day, and I'm like, oh, he's got a shuffle attached to his coat.
So like the small like 4th generation shuffle is only 2 gigs.
Oh.
Yeah, rough. And I think like the bigger one was probably up to 6 gigs. I filled up an entire iPod Classic back in the day.
Holy shit! Oh my god!
I listen to a lot of music. People don't understand this. I listen to an insane amount of music. I just probably more than anybody you've ever met. That's just.
I can imagine, because like
I tell people this because this comes up on like dating apps all the time. They're like, oh, what kind of music do you like? And I'm just like, I listen to more music than anybody you've ever met. Like, I can't. I listen to everything. My playlists are insane. They like the algorithm generated playlists are. They just don't work. My music tastes are so broad. They don't know how to compile things onto one playlist that makes any amount of sense.
That's so much music. Well, it's very rare for me to bring up someone and you not know a number of songs by them or in that realm.
I don't necessarily listen. I don't listen nearly as much music as I did when I was from like 16 to 23. That's like pretty much all I did was listen to music like all day. I'm not really that way. I don't go out of my way to find new stuff the way that I used to. So I'm not I don't listen to a lot of new music anymore. It's hard for me to find new music because I'm spending so much time listening to old stuff. And there's just too much. There's just too much.
It's too much. I don't listen to a lot of new stuff. The only new stuff I listen to is Bruno Major. He's one of my favorite artists, and he just put out a new album. He's like the only person that's like recent. Everyone else is like just gonna listen to Rush again or Billy Joel. Fall Out Boy, I guess, is still putting out music. So I've listened their new albums are really good. Going to their concert in 2 weeks. But yeah, no. Other than those two, I don't listen to a lot of new stuff. How
did you feel since you just brought up these 2 artists? How did you feel about the Fall Out Boy We Didn't Start the Fire thing?
It's interesting. At first I was kind of upset that it wasn't in chronological order, and then I heard Patrick Stump talk about why they didn't do it in chronological order. I'm like, that makes sense. Okay, I can get behind that. Because he said they did it because history is so chaotic, so they were just like, let's just put everything everywhere. No, it's fine.
I don't like that. I don't think that's a good reason.
I was like,
That sounds like a reason that you came up with afterwards.
Yeah, when you saw the reaction online. Yeah. They had that ready.
Because otherwise, like, you have to convey that information to me in the course of the song, and you didn't.
Yeah, that is true. Well, yeah, that's like I was angry because I'm like, it's not. Because I thought it was going to be.
And so even if that was the case, like, one, history is so chaotic that it actually this is the point of the Billy Joel song, is that all those things in order is surprising.
Yeah.
It is chaotic. It is already that. Yeah. The juxtaposition of the things already exists. You don't need to fake create that. And also, you're like, oh yeah, history is just so chaotic that we mixed it all up. Then it's not that. Then history is not that chaotic. That's a lie.
Shoot, now I don't know how to feel about it.
If you had to fake how chaotic history is, then it wasn't actually that chaotic.
Other than the maybe chaotic, not chaotic stuff, it was fine.
And also, if you're deliberately saying, "Hey, we're going to choose the order that we put it in," you pick some weird shit to put together.
Yeah,
Those were some weird decisions.
Very weird. Like, it was, yeah.
Like, if we put George Floyd and LeBron James in the same stanza, and that's what happened chronologically, that's just what happened. We can't do anything about that. But you made a choice to follow that up with LeBron James.
A lot of their rhyming choices was not good.
George Floyd, Metroid, yeah, not great.
Not good. Yeah, I don't know if they're playing that at concerts or not. Okay. The follow-up, this round of tours, insane. They have a thing they've been doing every night called the Magic 8 Ball, where they play a song that they've never played live before. So, like,
interesting.
No one knows. And even then, Pete Wentz was like, once a song has been played, we'll sometimes just put it in and replace another song with it throughout the set. And it's like, so no one really knows the set list. There's no way to prepare. And that makes me nervous. Because it's
I like that.
I like it because I'm very, although a lot of the songs that I want to hear live have already been like Magic 8 Ball songs. I don't know now though, because they could be anywhere in the set list.
One of my favorite artists, Jack White. I think he still does this, but this was the thing when the White Stripes when he was touring. You know, the White Stripes never played with a set list.
Oh wow!
They would get up there and he would call the songs in order of how he felt playing them.
That's cool. Okay. Oh, that's nice.
I it's one thing that like drives me crazy about going to a concert, and is why I don't go see like a lot of like bigger artists anymore. Which is like watching a band do the same exact show every night, but pretend like they're not doing the same show every night. Drives me crazy. And like when you can tell that like the stories they say in between songs are just like he says that every night. Yeah. That's like, come on, man. We don't have to pretend.
There was one story. Pete Wentz would always, I guess, because I've only ever been to Hershey shows, so I don't know. I'll get back to you about, because this one's in Camden, New Jersey. But the three I saw in Hershey, he always talked about going. He does stuff in Hershey for that day. So like one year he talked about going to the zoo. It was great. He was just going on about all the animals in the zoo. And then they went to like Uma Thurman or whatever. And it's like, wow. God bless Pete Wentz.
What a guy.
What a guy. Get him on. We should have him on.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, I have a poster of him on my wall. I'll put that somewhere in view. I have a couple Fall Out Boy posters from my apartment that hang those up.
Yeah. I enjoy 3 Fall Out Boy albums.
Ooh, which ones?
The first 3.
That's fair. Those are good ones.
Yeah, it's been a lot of stuff since then. Just a lot of stuff, you know? There's a good song every now and then, but it's mostly just a lot of stuff.
I did not like Mania. Mania is probably my least favorite out of all of them. See, like, with Save Rock and Roll and American Beauty, American Psycho, those are when I got into Fall Out Boy. So for me, it's like the nostalgia aspect. Yeah, I started listening to them in 2014. So yeah, it's
wow. I remember when From Under the Cork Tree like came out.
Ooh, that was 05. Yeah, I was 4.
Yeah. Yeah, I was young, but yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so it was that thing of like when American Beauty, American Psycho came out, I was in 8th grade, and we made our homeroom teacher play it every day during homeroom, just because it was like, oh, it's this whole thing, and like all these kids were now into Fall Out Boy and all this stuff, and it was a wonderful way to wake up 8 a.m., listen to Irresistible, and all the other songs on that album.
Let's see. American Beauty, American Psycho. This album was fine. Mm-hmm. There are a couple good songs on this.
Yeah.
One thing is just that Fall Out Boy somehow And in retrospect, looking back, it seems impossible. But somehow they got cornier as they like got older.
Mm-hmm.
And like the thing that was like, it was kind of like the long album title or long song title that's like a reference to a movie or whatever. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that definitely seemed cool when I was a teenager. In retrospect, it was a little bit cheesy. And now that they're like still doing it, and they're like, they've got to be almost 50, right?
40s definitely. Probably
Yeah.
getting closer. Um,
Yeah.
was the thing of like, I could not tell you a lot of the names of the songs and what they were. Like, I know the lyrics to most of, like, all of the songs. I don't know which one, other than like a handful. I'm like, I don't know how that one. You tell me a title to
Yeah.
sing it, I don't know how it goes. But you play it, oh, I'm golden. I know it, but I don't.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell you.
it's sort of like how Green Day hasn't changed their wardrobe since American Idiot came out,
They haven't. They really haven't.
and that's weird.
It is weird because, like, yeah, Billy Joe Armstrong, I think is like 50. Like he's.
Yeah. Well, it's especially weird because they didn't dress that way before American Idiot. They had a completely different aesthetic. That's when they hit like superstardom, when they were like the height of their powers, and then they've just not moved on from that ever since.
Yeah.
And like, why?
Didn't age well. It's yeah, when I saw them during the Hella Mega tour a couple years ago, yeah, they looked like it was the early 2000s.
Like that is one thing that I do respect about Weezer, is that like, yeah, like they're not really making good music anymore. Like they haven't put out a good album in 10 years. I mean, it's arguable they haven't put out a good album in like almost 30.
Oh my god. Jesus.
But they definitely they're not pretending that they're still like a cool rock band from the early 2000s. Like they dress like their dads because they are.
Yeah. They were the first set in the Hella Mega tour. Like it was like still it was almost like they were the openers to follow because of how early that they started their set or whatever. It was like 6:30, 7 o'clock, and like, oh, Weezer's on.
Yeah, Weezer should be opening that show for sure.
They played Africa at one point. I thought it was just the sound system. Then I look over and Weezer, because we hadn't gone in yet, and I look over.
That,
like, oh,
that
no,
was
Weezer's
after.
playing.
That was right after they had put out their cover album.
Good cover. I enjoy it.
Yeah, the cover album was fine.
I probably hear that. I probably hear the Africa cover in public more than I hear the Toto original.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, there's at least one banger on every single Weezer album. Those albums suck, but there's at least one song on there where it's like, oh yeah, that's a good one.
There it is.
Yeah.
I know maybe 4 Weezer songs, and it was because they were on Rock Band. I don't.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's.
You should listen to Pinkerton.
I should.
That's a great album.
Is that the one that's blue?
No, that's the Blue album.
Shut up. No, it's not.
It's Weezer's self-titled album, but Weezer has put out multiple self-titled albums, so that one's just called the Blue album.
That's wild. That's great. You know what? Good for Weezer.
That's also a great album.
It's the one I think all.
You would probably like that one quite. Yeah, you'd probably like that album quite a bit. But Pinkerton's a masterpiece. It's probably like my second favorite album of all time.
Ooh, interesting. What's number 1?
This one changes a lot. It's either Nirvana's Nevermind or Bruce Springsteen's Born to Run.
All right, yeah, those are good. Those are good choices.
Yeah. Any day of the week, it's going to be one of those two, and I just don't know which one. But number 2 is almost always Pinkerton by Weezer. You know?
Well, you know what? Good top 2. Kind of 3. Top. Yeah. You got
solid.
it. Top albums. I don't know what my top albums are. I'd have to think about it. It's number 1 song though. Come On, Eileen.
Do you listen to a lot of just albums all the way through?
It depends. Bruno Major, I listen to his albums all the way through. Fall Out Boy, so From Under the Cork Tree Day, just listen to all the way through Fall Out Boy. When I used to listen to AJR, I would save their albums and like some game soundtrack album, movie soundtracks. But other than that, like, I don't listen to a lot of albums.
Back in the day, when I would listen to a ton of music, I would only listen to albums.
Oh yeah.
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 There were a bunch of songs where it'd be like, oh, I really like this song. I don't know what the name of the song is. All I know is it's like the 4th song on the album.
That's when before I had Spotify and iTunes, it's like middle school, early high school or whatever, I would buy CDs and put them onto iTunes. And like, yeah, like all of my Rush knowledge is just like where they are on the different albums and stuff. And like, I'll always know when the Styx Greatest Hits album, Come Sail Away is number 1, Mr. Robato's number 2. Just because like growing up, because my dad has hundreds of CDs because he was in those like the mail clubs where it's like you get 6 free CDs or whatever every month.
Yeah.
So we just have boxes in the basement. So like growing up, we would always put them on. So we had like Best of Village People. Know a bunch of Village People now. Got like Metallica, like it's AC/DC live, Kiss, live Neil Diamond, random Grammy songs.
Yes. Neil Diamond's great.
Neil Diamond is great. He's still alive, right?
Yes, I think I just heard something about him not being in good health though.
Oh, he is 82. Ooh. Ah.
No. Who was it? Who was it that passed away this week? It was
Tony Bennett.
Tony Bennett. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was sad.
I think, because I remember hearing like, I think it was like the thing of, no, that was Jimmy Carter. Someone was like,
Jimmy Carter will be dead soon.
Oh, we've been saying that for years at this point.
He's in his 90s. He's going to die soon.
Tony Bennett had Alzheimer's. That's what it was.
Was it Alzheimer's?
According to Wikipedia, an article in ARP magazine in 2021. Yes.
I thought I just heard about somebody dying from, I want to say pancreatic cancer, but
ooh, that happens. That's a big one right there.
Yeah.
Alex Trebek.
Big one. Patrick Swayze as well.
The Swayze.
I need to go through this. I have my this hasn't been updated in at least 2 years, but I have a top 50 albums list on my phone.
Oh,
definitely need to go through this. I wonder what would come off of it. I have a feeling I know which albums would get added on, but I got to make space, you know? Got to make space.
Yeah, it's 50. Limited number. Only 50 slots.
It looks like there's at least one Kanye West album on here. We can clear that out.
Oh boy.
We can make room.
Yeah, we can. Just do the what is it? The Marie Kondo. Does it spark joy? Does it bring you joy? If it doesn't, take it out.
A single Green Day album. Maybe that gets cut. Maybe not.
Ooh.
Probably not.
Which album?
Warning.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, best album by far. Don't at me. A super underrated album. People talk shit about that album all the time. It's fantastic.
Oh, I have seen the cover art for this. The album art. Yeah, pretty fine. Green Day.
Probably have to take the Smiths off there too. Morrissey's a dick.
Yeah. I know.
It's such a shame because Morrissey, huge asshole, but what's his name? The guitar player, Johnny something. He's great.
Oh.
Really great guitar player.
I didn't realize this was.
Oh, Johnny Marr.
Morrissey reminds me of Robbie Williams. 2 British guys, 2 white British men. I think it's just They both have the eyebrows. I think is what.
Oh,
got me.
Okay, I see it.
So now I'm not sure how many times I've seen. I don't know. Because I don't know I don't know enough of Robbie Williams or the Smiths to be able to differentiate them well enough.
I don't think I really know anything about Robbie Williams.
I know he sang Something Stupid with Nicole Kidman, and I know Rock DJ. Because like Rock DJ was like one of the World Cup anthems or something.
Right. Yeah, not Morrissey. Not really much like Morrissey. No.
I only know the Smiths because of Perks Being a Wallflower. featured very heavily in that book.
Really?
I don't know about the movie. I haven't seen the movie yet, but
I haven't seen the movie or read the book. Because I think most people know about them from 500 Days of Summer.
Yeah,
it's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
a shame. Smiths have a lot of good songs, especially their early stuff. But yeah, Morrissey's a huge prick.
Dang, they'll do it.
Yeah, really? I think Johnny Marr now does just go around playing Smith songs without Morrissey, which is pretty sweet.
That's good. Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Oh, what's our recording time at? How we doing?
We're at 106.
106? Okay, I think we can wrap it up.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to Maximum Ruckus, the podcast about everything and nothing.
Mm-hmm. That's how it goes with us.
We got other stuff going on, like HBO Max, the movie review podcast that we do. That goes on about every other week. The schedule's kind of messed up, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
You have to deal with that, okay?
Yeah. We don't make the rules. Well, we do make the rules, I guess, here.
We do, and we don't care that much about them.
No.
And if you do, you're kind of a loser.
Yeah, rule number 1, there are no rules.
Exactly. You can follow the show at HBO Max on Twitter. You can check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/@HBO Max. You can find us on all the podcast services, every single one of them, probably. Maybe. If you can't find us, you've picked a bad one. That's on you. You can follow me, Jose Ruckus, at Jose Ruckus on Twitch, on Threads, on Blue Sky, on Hive, on just too many things at this point. I'm same name every single place. Makenna May, where can the people find you?
Oh, places right now.
There's just so many places now.
Yeah, most places I'm Potterpants212. It's most places other than like Instagram, but
yeah.
If you want to find me, you'll find me. I'm about.
Yeah. It's not that hard.
No.
You can do a little bit of work.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we'll be we'll see you again soon, probably. Who knows?
Ominous.
Until next time, keep the ruckus to a minimum.